Hey guys, how are you doing? It's M.K.S back here again. Back here with a late night video. It's nearly 1 in the morning here, so I'm probably going to make this video quite short because I'm hoping to go to sleep and wake up a bit early tomorrow. Anyway, I've been thinking about it for a while, but obviously, as I've talked about before, having so many different ideas of which video to cover. But obviously, this video really is mainly for people who follow football. I suppose, as ever, I appreciate any support or any people watching my videos. But yeah, for those who follow football, in Scotland, they say it's quite boring, and especially at the moment, the last few years where Celtic have dominated. So I wonder what people think about whether Rangers make it really close with Celtic, makes it a much more interesting league because obviously if it's not just a one-horse race or a two-horse race, then it's more teams that are good competing with each other, the more interesting the league might be. So at the moment, like for a long time, Celtic have only been ahead of Rangers in terms of goal difference, or at most we've probably been like 3 points ahead of them. So we haven't been, I say we as a Celtic fan, but we haven't been hugely ahead of them at any point in the season. I wonder. Part of me thinks, like from a Celtic fan point of view, it'd make me less nervous as well if we were like quite a few points ahead of them. But in a way, I prefer that. But I think it makes it I wonder from the Scottish point of view, Scottish league point of view, if having two teams doing, or even more, like if there are 3 or 4, or even all 12 teams in the top flight of Scottish football, if they were closer together in terms of points and they were more competitive, would it make it more interesting? So I'd love to have your opinions. I'm pretty sure most football fans would find it more entertaining if the two teams, if more teams were competing towards the top. Obviously, people would probably say that about any league. Like any league in the world would probably be more interesting if it has more teams that could potentially win it. But like from a Celtic fan's point of view, I'd love Celtic to win as many trophies as possible, especially domestically. Obviously, we haven't done as well. I say we again, speech box as a Celtic fan, but we haven't done as well in the European games, so it's unlikely that we'll win anything. Save me from doing speech box. I'll just say whenever I say we, just assume that I said it in speech box. But anyway, it's unlikely that we will win anything in outside of Scotland. But you never know. I suppose we could potentially win the Europa League, but it's unlikely. But you never know. But one of my main dreams in football, as well, my main dream in football would be for Italy to win the most World Cups, and then after that would be for Italian football teams to be the most successful, especially in Europe, but possibly even in the world. And then after that would be for Celtic to win the most cups in Scotland. I think that would be my third biggest dream. After Italian football, the national team winning the most, especially World Cups, and being the top team for football and being respected around the world as a top football country. Then the club teams in Italy winning the most and being the most successful, and then Celtic winning the most Scottish trophies. Sorry if my voice is a bit croaky or whatever, so I think I've got a bit of a flu as well, or dust allergy or something like that, and also probably because it's late at night, I feel like my voice isn't projected very loudly, but I don't know if it's any different to how it normally is, but I hope someone out there will like my accent anyway. But yeah, so I'd love to hear from football fans what you think. But yeah, so as I say, my biggest dreams in football would be for Italy to win the most World Cups, and to be the biggest footballing nation, Italian clubs to be the most successful, and then Celtic to win the most in Scotland. And I'd also love to be able to share my ideas with my fellow Italian and Celtic football fans, so that I can be part of helping Italian football and Celtic respectively, and helping network between Italian football and Celtic. Coincidentally, both are have a Catholic connection. I'm not Catholic, but I think it's a strange coincidence. But that's not the reason why I support. As I say, because I'm not Catholic anyway, but that's not the reason why I support Italian football or Celtic. It just so happens to be. But yeah, I'd love to know what people think about about this video, but also about what you think about Scottish football. Whether this season, whether you think that it's going to be more competitive and that Rangers will push Celtic all the way to the wire, or maybe even heaven forbid Rangers will win this season. I don't know, but I mean, I wouldn't say as a Celtic fan I'm 100% confident that Celtic will win, because I never want to say, like, be too complacent and say Celtic are definitely going to win the league, but I hope we do, and hopefully we can get some good players as well. Hopefully the club will spend money in, but I think Gerard, the Rangers manager, I think he's always been someone who I think is a tenacious chap. He doesn't give up. In other words, so I think, I wonder what another video I was thinking of making is like talking about whether my fellow Celtic fans fear Gerard. And maybe this is a bit late on him. If I made this video, it would have been good if I made this video when he was appointed, like last year, but I didn't get into YouTube until quite recently. So, in fact, I've only got into it like since September, I think it was. So anyway, what Celtic fans think honestly about whether Gerard will be a threat to Celtic's dominance. Is he the manager to challenge Celtic? I think I've got to admit, so far, unfortunately, it pains me to say it, but I think he's done a really good job of making Rangers competitive, and they have. I think they've really challenged us for, again, I'll say us in speaking of, but he's really helped. He's really made them challenge us for the title. And at the moment, so far anyway, he's pushing us. But I wonder if any Celtic fans are confident that we're going to break away. But I just hope we don't be too complacent, especially on the field. I think the players should definitely be confident but not complacent. Like, I think each game we've got to take it one game at a time and really push ourselves to ensure that we win another league title, and we just keep putting in 100%. I'm talking about football, the players putting 100%. Obviously the fans can get behind the team, but the players obviously have to take that confidence and play on the pitch. But hopefully, as I say, won't be complacent. But as I say, I wonder what people think about how competitive Rangers have made it this season, because, as I say, I don't think we've ever been. I don't think this season we've been at more than 3 points ahead of Rangers. Unfortunately, like, part of me thinks if we win the league and it'll be a close encounter, it'll be like Rangers pushing us to the title and making it difficult for us. Then I think it will be, because it'll be challenging, it'll be more of a victory. Like, at the end of the season, we can be more happy. Whereas if we win it by quite a few points, it's kind of like, might not be quite as enjoyable. But part of me thinks, for my own nerves, it's like, I hope we'll go quite a few points ahead. So as I say, I'd love to hear from fellow Celtic fans, or like even maybe some Rangers fans, like moderate Rangers fans, who hopefully won't be too rude about in the comment section. But as I often say, but obviously freedom of speech, keep saying. So sorry for repeating myself, but yeah, like any Rangers fans, if they think that this is going to be their year where they break Celtic from winning 9 or 10 in a row, if you're a Rangers fan, what makes you confident? I must admit, I hope that Celtic do win as many domestic. Like, I'd love us to win as many domestic trophies as possible. Really, to win all 3 trophies available to it domestically each season, like the league and the cups and all that. So anyway, sorry if I've waffled or wasn't. I'm a bit tired, but hope someone out there, as I often say, enjoys this video. Please, if so, please give it a like and share it, especially with Celtic fans or football fans. I'd love to have their opinion and football fans who are probably much more knowledgeable than me to share their views in the comment section. Good night, peace, love.